Good morning, traders. It is Monday. What a quick weekend. I thought we were supposed to have 3 days. Good morning, Bob Peterson, Top, Scott, Who Loves Lunatic, Bill VW, Higher Ground, Sandra, Parabolic, Mr. Rodriguez, Gil. Glad you guys could make it, and everybody else. We have about 4 minutes to go before market open. I guess we'll see what this market has to offer this morning. If you're new here, we'll be watching this column here for volume spikes. When they occur, we will click on them. And you'll notice if the stock's going up or down by their color, they'll be green or red. Once we get a spike on this side, we'll be watching for a moving average crossover. This is the 8 and the 21. We'll be waiting for green arrows to kick in. Down here, you'll see a green label pop in that says buyers. Up here, you'll see another label kick in that says bullish. This indicator up here is measuring the current candle only. So if this candle starts spiking, you're going to get a notification up here at the top. That's basically what we do every day. Watch numbers rise. As they rise, we click on them. Look for the crossover, green arrows, green and green. Once you get used to doing that, it makes trading a lot easier. And hopefully this morning we'll get a couple winners. Good morning, Gil, David. What a weekend, huh? 98 subscribers over the weekend. We're setting records. About 2.5 minutes to go before market open. Good morning, David. Greg R. About 45 seconds to go. We'll be watching this column. This is the volume spike indicator. This is where the money starts. Good morning, Big Mike. And here we go. Come on now, give us something. Good morning, Kenneth, Yolanda. Thank you, Greg. Just trying to get you to focus somewhere else instead of on red candles and panicking. That's what that video does. Just because you get a red candle don't mean it's time to bail. That was the whole point. Just like right here on this chart, most would have bailed right there on that red candle thinking they got it wrong. When they got in down here, that red candle pops in, they jump out, and there it goes. Right to the top. Focus on the moving averages as well as the price. Not seeing any green up here in the column. Well, we got one, but it's only that one candle. If you watch, you'll see the indicators kick in. This is the buyers are outnumbering the sellers in the overall volume. If a lot of buyers come in, this will spike up. You'll get another indicator up here that says bullish. This is the current candle bar. That's this candle. This is the previous volume in the previous bar, which is this one. We like to see lots of volume kick into this green current bar and really like to see it outnumber this one. Good morning, Chuck. We have a green one, but the numbers aren't moving. Another green one. Soon as they start moving, like you see this one green candle, we were already notified. Same with this one. That little green candle triggered it off. When you see these numbers rapidly rising, that's when you really want to focus. Right now, they just seem to be like single purchases or maybe just a couple of people because they're popping up and stopping. When you get a good one, you'll know this thing will take off like a rocket. Otherwise, they're just going to barely be creeping up, which could be an entry. That's your call. It is bullish. There are more buyers than sellers. We do have a green arrow. We're fixing to get to crossover. This volume is low. I would not, but it's looking good. There's our first one for today. You notice the number over here was up to 3.6. Now it disappeared. That does not mean that this run is over. It could be. And there is a bearish. But this stock could come right back and drive it on up even more. That's why you always watch them. Good morning, James. Chuck. I would not have bought this just because the volume is not there. You have to always watch this volume. You want lots of people coming in. This is just a few people coming in. And it's also a few people selling. Good morning, Jesse. I'll do a walkthrough about 6:20, maybe 6:25. all we do all day long is click numbers in this column. That's how we find them. They come to us. We don't go to them. This is our pre-market scan. It can be found in TOS Scans on Discord. Starting to look like we're going to have a quiet Monday morning. I guess everybody's got the weekend blahs. Tired from that trip if you went out of town. HSDT is this morning's top percent gainer. CRKN would be next, and it's falling. Patiently wait. If you're wondering why my list is so short, this is the pre-market scan. We're only going to see the stocks that are moving. If anything in pre-market moves, it'll come up from the bottom and shoot up here to the top. You won't miss them. Since we're slow this morning, I'll go ahead and do the introduction. Home office. I've been trading since 1990. I'm also a ThinkScript coder, and I code my own indicators. And recently, in the last 3 or 4 months, I decided to start giving them away. I want to teach everybody. I want you to learn. I coded this volume spike indicator that counts volume, buyers and sellers. And I want to clarify that it's not actually counting buyers and sellers, it's counting volume. So as the volume goes up, it sees that as positive volume. As it goes down, it sees it as negative. It subtracts the two together and gives us a percentage. Once we get a volume spike over here, I coded this pullback indicator. And yes, I'm watching the stock too. We look for a crossover. Once we get a green spike over here, once we get a crossover, this is the 8 moving average. This is the 21. We want to see the price come above the 8. The green arrows pop in. I coded this script down here to let us know if there was more buyers or sellers in the overall volume of this stock. And it lets us know right here, in a label up here to measure the volume in this one candle. If it's bearish or bullish, it'll let us know by the label up here. We always watch volume, make sure we have a lot of volume before we get in a stock. We're scalpers. We want to slip in, get hours, and slip out. So to put it easily for you, we watch for spikes, we click on them, we look for a crossover with arrows, we look for green and green. We look at this volume label and make sure we have volume. That's when you make your decision to buy. If you're new here, I want you to subscribe to the YouTube channel and the Discord channel. Watch all of the videos on YouTube, whether they're old or new. They're all going to teach you something. You can watch this thing be born pretty much by the old videos. I changed versions several times as it was perfected along the way. That is the link to the YouTube channel. Please subscribe, like the videos, share the videos if you haven't. Then head on over to our Discord channel where there are over, I'm going to say 700 maybe or close. Different investors over there. They're all teaming up together to help you learn. That's the link to the Discord. Make sure you signed up to it. This current setup is located in current setup on Discord. There are 3 main channels: current setup, TOS scripts, and TOS scans. That's where I keep all the scans and scripts in this current setup. Just start with current setup, load a couple of scans, you'll be ready to go. And I appreciate you joining us this morning as we wait on this volume spike indicator to take off. Good morning, Robert. XT. I don't know about you guys, but I'm wondering where the weekend went. It flew by. I guess because I was all excited about all these new subscribers joining. I was answering support questions, writing scripts. I'm testing one this morning. You don't have this high of day scanner. I've got it pretty much perfected. Anything reaching new high is going to show up in here. I do not know if it's going to work in pre-market. I doubt it. Probably after market open. James, once you're in Discord, there's a list of channels on the left side. You may need to scroll up or down, but look for current setup, TOS scans, TOS scripts. All of the rest of the channels are support, voice channels, and trading room channels for options, small accounts, just regular trading. Don't be afraid to click on the rooms on the left. They're all there for you. Good morning, Bo. Waiting for volume spikes. That's what we do every day. I made it easy. You don't have to go searching for stocks. Of course, you can. I'm not trying to steer you a different direction. I'm just letting you know you can monitor all of your watch list. We need some movers. I know it's a little boring right now, but boring pays good money. That's what we're waiting on. I've made it so simple you don't have anything to do but drink your coffee, yawn a couple of times, and wait on a stock. If you haven't adjusted your volume spike indicator, you can just touch the name up here, right click, edit formula. Make sure in PreMarket you have this number set to 0.0. Click apply and OK. That's going to give you the most sensitive setting for this indicator. On your trading chart, make sure you have EXT selected for your TIF. Otherwise, you won't be able to buy PreMarket. It must say extended hours or EXT. There's a penny stock that may or may not move. I'm not seeing any volume. Patience is key. Hopefully somebody comes in and starts buying something. We need a group of people attacking a stock so we can take our piece. You know, just a few years back when we had Labor Day weekend, I could go out in the early morning outside and smell all the barbecue pits lit. I haven't smelt that smell in 3 or 4 years. I guess COVID kind of knocked everything out. Maybe, I don't know. But it seems to have disappeared. Maybe one day they'll come back. Here's one falling if you short stocks. Volume seems to be growing. And if you're curious, I have a lot of people say, well, what volume is good? In pre-market, you usually don't have any volume until people start buying or selling. So what we do is watch for rapid growth of volume. That's our key, that they're either coming in to buy or coming in to sell. Good morning, Kyle. Glad you could make it. So always check the red ones and the green ones. The red ones could be just a slight pullback before the next run up. Red sometimes is not bad. Sometimes it's good. Just like right here, red, 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 then all of a sudden it turns around and runs up. This morning I'm sorted by mark percent change from highest to lowest. I'm watching the relative volume. This number right here means this stock is trading 33 times its average volume. This one is 1.2. Well, let me sort them in the right order. There we go. 33 times, 2.2 times, 1.2 times. Patiently waiting. Nothing has brought my attention towards it yet. It's all about patience. I can give you the best indicators, but I can't make them move. That takes buyers and sellers. So we wait. If you've never been here before, please mute your mics. Sometimes I get feedback through the mic. Sometimes it bleeds over into my live stream. I will be streaming till 9:30 this morning. After that time, I'll turn you loose. You can talk all you want. Right now, we're waiting for these numbers to rise or fall, either direction. I want them to go up. If you're new here and you're not aware, this script was featured on TD Ameritrade by Ken Rose. He did back testing on it. What he didn't know was this was a scalper script, and he used it for long-term investing. And when I say long-term, I'm talking 5 years. I believe Apple was the stock. He pulled it up, ran the back test. And over 5 years, the stock gained $32,000. It was so good, he couldn't believe it. So he did testing the next week. He thought maybe the numbers were wrong. So he changed a few numbers. And he said he lost 16,000, but he was still up 16,000. So he put the numbers back. So he opened my eyes that this script is probably good for scalping and longer term. Now, I haven't tested it on longer term since I'm a scalper, but you may want to consider that. So we passed the test over at TD Ameritrade, and since then I've made some modifications. We're up to version 4 and version 6. 6 is more or less for the options traders. They wanted an earlier notice that the stock may be fixing to move. So I incorporated a yellow arrow that pops in just before the moving average crossover, whichever direction, to let them know the stock may be fixing to change directions. You don't trade options, stick with V4. That'll work for you. Good morning, Raphael.
Hey, Ricky.
Good morning. You're bleeding on my live stream. Please kill your mic till I'm done. Unless you have something important to say, I'm all ears. Good morning, Dragonfire, Coach. You are welcome, Mr. Rodriguez. Just cut your losses short, get out of them quick. Take the loss, but take it minimal. Try again. Good morning, Gigi. My next introduction will be about 7:30. If you're new here, we're watching the spike indicator. watching for numbers to pop in. It's been kind of a slow morning, but I'm sure we'll get one or two, hopefully more than that. So over the weekend, I coded another script. This one I fixed last week during the week. It wasn't triggering quite so good. Now it's right on point. So every time a stock hits a new high, it'll be in this scan. You can find it under TOS scans. It says high of day. The new script I coded moves that high of day down into any watch list. So instead of waiting on one or two to pop in, that new column that says new high will notify you if anything in your stock list is hitting a new high. I think it's going to benefit everybody greatly, but I can't test it till market open. It's not a pre-market indicator. I don't believe this one's going to work till market new high yet, so I don't know. Patiently waiting. Robert, are you still on? Turn your mic on for me. I guess he's not. Waiting for volume spikes to occur. Sometimes I miss all the work I used to do going to find and research stocks. Of course, I still research them, but I don't have to look for them anymore. But I'm used to having something to do. But this pretty much eliminated it. Strain my eyes and stare at a screen, waiting for numbers to rise. So while we wait, let's take a look at this stock here. I think a lot of people get confused when they see a crossover and an arrow pop in. When the angle of these two moving averages are just slight like they are, they're going up, but they're not really going up. They're just laying over in the upward direction. What you want to do is you want to wait on these indicators to start turning due north, rapidly rising, and you want to slip in that area and grab a piece of it. You can monitor this 8 moving average, and when it starts rolling over again, that's an indication to get out. But don't just jump in when you see a crossover, because it may just be a pull up and a roll back over like this one. You really want to see those things take off just like this. It gave you an early notice, it rolled over, but then all of a sudden it went due north. Now this would be a hard one to get in, I'll admit that, but most of them aren't this volatile. You'll see them gradually turn up, then they'll start pointing north, and they'll go north, and they'll just keep heading north. That's the ones you want to try to grab you a piece of. You want to see those indicators turn north. You want to see that green bullish pop in. You want to see that buyers are outnumbering the sellers and the volume is really kicking. That's going to be your safest entry for your short gains. Your only job is to decide how many shares you want to buy. You're looking for 10 or 20 cents, buy enough to make enough money. If you're wrong, immediately get out. Don't wait for a recovery. Just get out. Cut your loss short. So when you get into something, if it's not continually going up, you need to really think about, are you correct? Because if you catch the middle of a run, it should continue to go. If it's jumping up and down and you're trying to make a decision, should I get in or not? That stock's not ready for you to get in. You'll know when they fire. They'll fire strong. Some of them not so strong. Good morning, Alfredo. Kind of a quiet morning. I guess everybody has the weekend blahs. Either that or the market's probably laying flat. Let's check the SPY while we have nothing to do. Let's see where the direction's headed. Kind of made a little dip not looking really strong. Waiting for volume spikes. We have a slow morning. Didn't mean to bring you here to bore you, but boredom pays good. We're just waiting. Pretty slow. This is the all stock scan. If you're not familiar with it, this is the scan we monitor when market opens. You can sort it by whatever makes you happy. Percent change, volume spike, relative volume. Sure is slow this morning. I guess go get you some coffee. Now would be the time. Go refresh your drink. Good morning, Gregster. Seven o'clock will be coming up here in about 6 or 7 minutes. Actually, 10 minutes. That's probably our next shot at something moving. The top of the hour, each hour is usually pretty good. If something's going to come out like news or whatever, it'll be at the top of the hour. In most cases, anyway. Seeing a lot of red down here on this one. Pretty choppy, but it's moving. That's more than what I found so far. Thank you, James. Whenever you can tie in multiple indicators like this volume spike is also tied into this action here on the screen. It's also tied into here. It's also tied in up here. It's all working together to give you multiple signals that the stock may be fixing to move or is moving. I always monitor volume and price action, and that's what this does. The arrows are to inform you that the stock is moving, not necessarily by me indicators. The moving averages need to be pointing north. The volume needs to kick in really strong. It needs to look like you lit a bottle rocket and it's taking off. And we'll know if that happens right here. This is step one. Thank you, Gregster. It just keeps getting better over time. I never quit working. If I know of something or see of something that may need to be included in this section, I always put it in there, give it a try. If it fails, I take it out. If it's good, I'll release a new version. Right now, I think we're working just fine with V4 and V6. They are performing as expected. I remember they once told me I couldn't create a live indicator in ThinkorSwim, that everything was delayed. It couldn't be done. But I proved them wrong. I knew they couldn't turn off the volume, so I focused in that direction. And here we are. Live indicators. Gregster, this is V4. You'll always know if it's V6. There'll be some yellow arrows in there. And mine are all green and red. Plus you can see it right up here on the red label. Okay, Lord, we need a blessing here. We need something to move. It's our turn. Let us have it. No problem, Gregster. As always, this is a warning. Do not trade off of my live stream. This live stream could be delayed up to 30 seconds, maybe more. This morning we're about 5 seconds. But 5 or 10 seconds to enter and exit a trade could cost you a lot of money. Make sure you're trading off of your local system with no delays. So set yourself up just like this, or whatever works for you. I know some of you don't have multiple monitors. Set it up to where it works efficiently and trade off of your own system. If you don't know how to modify this script, you can go to your V4, go to Edit Studies, click this gear icon. This is where you would change the moving averages. If you want to run 5 and 13, that'll give you a much faster response. Down here, you can adjust the arrows down or up. So whatever you make this down arrow, make this channeling arrow the same color. This arrow up, make this channeling arrow up the same color. You can change the size of the arrows up or down right here on width. Your EMAs are over here on these two tabs. You can change the thickness of the line, select a color for whatever EMA you set. It's customizable. Fix it up the pretty colors you like. You're not going to hurt it. Very slow morning. Man, am I ever ready for a bull market? I'm ready to click multiple trades. I'm ready to buy 2 or 3 at a time, not wait on one. Come on, we need a blessing here. Something needs to move. We're about a minute and a half away from 7 o'clock. Let's see if we can get a blessing here. Another minute to go. Thank you, Gregster. That is my goal. I want to help everybody. I really want to simplify it as much as I can, but you still have to have some market knowledge. You can't just rely on pretty little arrows, pretty little lines. So make sure you study. Go watch all the videos over and over and over until you're sick of them. That's how you learn. Pete, and we're at that 7 o'clock hour. I'm hoping something pops up here. If news comes out, it'll be about a minute or so. If it's good news, it'll reflect right here in this column. I'm also watching down here. I'm seeing green pop in, but I'm not seeing the numbers rise. No action yet. Always zoom out, get a big picture of what you're looking at. You don't know if the stock is at a bottom or a top if you don't do this. So this stock, since last Friday, has started rising in pre-market. You wouldn't know that if you were only zoomed in to a few candles. Always look at the big picture if you're interested. Find out where this stock is. Is it down below normal or above it? See how you can't tell with this screen zoomed in like that? You don't know where this stock is. You just know it made a dip and it's coming up. But what if this is only a slight pull up from the next run down? You always need to zoom out and check them. Wow, what a dead morning. I guess it's kind of typical for after a holiday. Jay, if you want my honest answer, I think after the president's gone. That's my honest answer. I'm hoping after the first of the year, at least some correction happens politically, and we start getting good news coming in that things may change. That'll be enough to change the market in January if that happens. Wonder why that stock didn't pop up over here. I'm going to have to look into that. That should have immediately triggered over here. This is exactly what you want. Preferably, it popped in over here. But you want to try to get in this area. You can see the indicators are north. You can see the bullish spike right here in this current candle, which would have been occurring all the way up. You would have had buyers outnumbering the sellers as this was rising. John, so it is on your volume spike? So I bet you that's the scan refresh. Yours may have refreshed before mine. That's that 5-minute delay that ThinkorSwim won't let me correct. This is why it's important you set up on your own computer, because everybody's scans refresh differently. And you want to be the first to know. You don't want a delayed response from my live stream. Let me check my pre-market settings and see if I change something. I do a lot of testing, and sometimes I change stuff around while I'm guilty. Yep, this will probably do it. That's what it was. My testing got me. I had changed my pre-market volume over to 100,000. Much better now. Wish there was a default button for the, if I can hit default and put everything back to normal. Maybe that's the reason I was looking so bad this morning. My volume was changed. I guess I'm guilty. So your pre-market volume should be at 20,000 in your scan. Because there is no volume in pre-market unless something starts moving. You want to keep it down low. That's kind of upsetting. I could have made about $1 run right there on a little stock. You can see the buyers outnumbering the sellers on this candle. You can see the bullishness of this candle. This would be a pullback. Then the arrow pops back in and it makes another run up. Now we're working. My apologies. That's what happens when you get older. So I guess every morning when I come on, I need to also include, did you change your volume in PreMarket over the weekend? Maybe as a reminder for myself. That's good. Who loves lunatics? Start small. Once you're comfortable, start nailing them. All it takes is one good trade with enough shares and you made a day's pay. What am I doing wrong? Well, he wasn't doing anything wrong. I was. I need to start paying attention. My stuff changes all the time because I do coding, so I have to change things around. Unfortunately, this time I must have forgot to put the volume back. That don't make my demos look pretty good. But we're on track now. Walter, you can just hang out in YouTube. If you're not trading, you can actually do either one. I prefer you be on YouTube so I can get the views. A lot of them have both of them running, YouTube and Discord, but I don't get any credit if they're streaming on Discord. So guys, keep that in mind. If you can, run YouTube in the background for me. Watching numbers. As they start moving, we start clicking. GDC making another run at it here. I wouldn't be interested unless it broke this high right here. I would have loved to have caught it on this first run up, but I missed it. Was rejected at this high. You can see where it tried to break through but failed. It still may. So I'm sorted by V-spike, so I'm not really worried about the stocks down here. If they start spiking, they're going to come up to the top if you're sorted by V-spike. And you do that just by clicking on the word V-spike. You can bring them to the top. GDC still trying to break through the high. That was the second attempt. On my screen, the white one is the 8, the blue is the 21. When the stock's rising, the smaller EMA is always going to be above the longer one. So the 8 is above the 21 when it's rising. If it were falling, it would be the reverse. You want to see these things turn north. You want to see the gap between the two moving averages get wider and wider. That tells you the strength of the stock. You can see they're beginning to become narrower. In other words, I missed it. All because I was programming. There'll be more. It's on my scanner, but it's not gapping up. It had a small run previously, but it's pulling back. GDC don't want to give up. It's probably going to start channeling sideways here. There's a new one. We had the crossover. We had the widening between the bands, the moving averages. This stock more than likely has news because it didn't do anything last week. Could be a pump and dump, so be careful. If there's no news, it's probably a pump. It appears to be pretty strong, though. Looks like they're giving up on this CLRB. Had a strong bearish signal. We can get a bounce off of this support line here. We may bounce right back up to the top to this resistance line. That would be about a 25-cent gain. If it happens, Another penny stock may be on the move. All we do is click numbers as they're growing. Might have a bounce play setting up here. I don't like the way the moving average is laying over flat, but it may turn. There it goes. This is why you don't just jump in. You need confirmation. We needed this moving average to be pointing north. I had suggested I didn't like it because it was laying flat. Good morning, Casey. See, that's a red one I clicked on. That could be a pullback. There's the high. It has not yet established a low, so I'm not going to put my other line in yet. So if you're new to pre-market, you want to, if they're moving just a little bit, you want to check them out. You want to check out the red ones and the green ones. This was a red one. It probably had minimal showing up over here, but it probably was moving. Maybe it was a 0.25%. Looks like that's going to be the bottom. Maybe a run up from here back to 180 to retest the high. The moving average is not laying flat like the last one. It does have some type of angle. Nice separation between the moving averages. We do have bullish on this candle. The buyers are outnumbering the sellers. Right now we're waiting to see what it's going to do. We're not just going to jump in because we had a green arrow. I know we're watching this one, but never lose focus over here. Always look for that next riser. There's a penny stock on the move. It was on the move earlier. If you're new here, I'm Ricky Gaspard. I'm a guy that trades from his home office. I've been trading since 1990. I'm also a ThinkScript coder. I coded this volume spike indicator that lets you know immediately if the stock is moving up or down. We watch this indicator all day long. We look for movers like the one on the right. Once we get established over here that the stock is moving, we look for a crossover. It may just be occurring or it may have already occurred. And we look for green arrows to come in. And we look for a bullish spike in this candle. This label only measures this one candle. Down here's the overall volume. We look for buyers to outnumber the sellers. Right now, the penny stock people are clapping their hands. So we watch for spikes. We quickly confirm the crossover in the arrows and that we have green and green, and then we make our decision. I'm not a penny stock trader. Some of you may be. If you've perfected that niche, more power to you. And I bet those subscription services are getting mad at me. We get multiple choice over here, not one at a time. Robert, it sure saves you some money, doesn't it? I know it saved me $800 a year in my subscription service. That means I can take the wife out to eat a couple more times. This morning, I made a dumb mistake and forgot to put my pre-market volume back down to 20,000. I missed market open. Hopefully everyone was watching their own system, and I'm pretty sure you were. I wrote scripts over the weekend. I changed things around, forgot to put them back. I'm the guilty party. But nonetheless, I don't trade penny stocks, so no, I would not have bought this stock. I like them around $3 to $30. Or $3 to $50. I'll buy some $50 ones. I focus more on 50-cent gains, dollar gains, than I do 10 or 20 or 25 cents. But sometimes when there is nothing, I'll take a smaller trade. Long as it looks good, I can make a few dollars. I may give it a whirl, but I kind of stay away from the cheaper stocks. So my high of day does not work in pre-market. It's going to work after market open. That's evident right here. There's a high and it never popped up down here. So there's no sense in monitoring that watch list. Gap and run doesn't work till market open. High flyers, there's one on high flyers. All of these scans are over in TOS scans if you want to play around with them. Sometimes when the market's kind of dead all day long, it's good to have multiple scans. Maybe one of those scans will pick something up. kind of slowing down now. Around 8 o'clock, it'll probably have a lot of red coming in, 8:15, somewhere around there. Those who are in profit in pre-market usually take their profits before market open. In case the market gaps down at open, they don't want to lose their profits. Make sure you're confident in your trade, because it may pull back before market open. That's good, James. You use these indicators the way it works for you. I'm giving a demo on how they work. You apply them as needed. I'm not here to change the way you trade. I'm here to improve the way you trade. So just apply what I have to your current strategy that you may have been trading for years. See if it'll give you a boost. If you're new to trading, you're probably saying, oh, wow, look at that. Well, it's not that easy. Make sure you study. Make sure you watch all the YouTube videos. Attend these live streams. Make sure you're well educated before you start throwing money at the market. It's not as easy as it appears. Some people think they can just buy whenever it's green. That's not the case. There's the link to the YouTube channel. Watch those videos until you're sick of watching them. Make sure you subscribe. Make YouTube pay me a penny or two. That's my reward. If you're not a member of Discord, here's the link to Discord. I need to look over there and see how many subscribers we got. I don't remember. We broke the 700 mark. We are at 702. Just last week, we're just under 600. We're growing fast. Over in Discord, you'll find 3 main channels. One of them is current setup. That's the updated scripts, the latest versions that we're running. In TOS-scripts, you will find, actually, I think I said that wrong. In current setup will be the current setup you see on your screen. In TOS scripts will be some older scripts, but very valuable. In TOS scans, you'll find a lot of scans that I monitor throughout the day. You'll find other channels of traders trading options, regular stocks, low float stocks. We have a couple of guys giving instructions during the day or during the evening whenever they find time. Everybody's helping everybody. We're one big happy community. Love to have you on board. Everything is free. It's not going to cost you a penny. So why not? You might even learn something. My education never stops. Always open to new ideas from anyone. If I can improve it, change it, put something out there that doesn't exist, I'm trying. Good morning, Mohammed. About 8 minutes till 8 o'clock. Watching this volume spike indicator. If you don't have this on your system, you're missing it. This is the most powerful thing you've ever seen. This is where we start. Step 1, volume spike. It lets us know the moment a stock starts moving. PreMarket can make you a lot of money. Regular market, since it's bearish, not so much money. But you do have several during the day that will pop up. Maybe you'll catch them, maybe you won't. We need a bull market. Mara doesn't have any volume. You can see the ugliness in this stock right here. I wouldn't even think about that one. So I sorted by mark percent change. I'm checking out the ones that have had the most activity this morning. About 8:10, I'm going to take a 10-minute break. Go fill my coffee cup. Tell the wife good morning. And when I come back, we'll set up for market open. If you've missed these live streams, they're all recorded. If you're new here, you may want to go thumb through them. Watch what happens. They all have introductions like I do every now and then to let you know what's happening on your screen. Educational as well. Most important thing is to educate yourself as much as possible. Learn this system. Don't just jump in and start trading. Monitor what happens when these volume spikes take off. Notice what happens when the stock gets really strong. Notice the separation of the moving averages, the crossover. Realize how there's the bullish signal for the candle. Learn it to the best of your ability. And when you're ready, that's when you give it a try. Do not come in here blindly thinking you can do this. It's not as easy as it seems on your screen. You do have to have some knowledge. So we're watching for volume spikes. As they take off, we click on them. There's a good example. We've already had the crossover. We have arrows. We have a bullish spike in that candle. We have buyers. It's already made a new high. It pulled back. That's my word of caution. Could it rise more? Of course it can. But we have sellers outnumbering the buyers. We now have a bearish candle. Casey, did you just now subscribe? If you just now signed up to Discord, it's not going to let you in for 5 minutes. Otherwise, maybe you need a reboot. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Everybody else seems to get in. Maybe it's just on your end. I have no control over the functionality of Discord. Not enough volume on CCL. We want these numbers flying. That's the ones I'm interested in. I want them to turn green and just keep kicking it. Give me some room to get out, get my piece, to get in and get out. I can't do that when they just do a green candle and stop. Yes, you do, Bob. If I have more than one person can't log in, I'll look into it. I'll get hold of tech. But so far, he's the only one. Everybody else seems to have gotten in. The delay is getting longer. Just want to let you know, you may find things before they show up in my live stream. We probably have a 15 or 20-second delay now. I'm watching, when I click on something, I'm monitoring the other screen when it appears. That's how I know the delay. Jay, yes, it's on 0.0 for pre-market. That is always 0.0 for pre-market. Thank you for that reminder, though, because I do forget sometimes. All right, you guys watch the screen, watch your computer. If you're set up, I'm taking my 10-minute break. I shall return shortly. All right, I am back. No activity as usual at this time. About 25 after, we'll set up for market open. Make a few minor changes. If you're new here, I'll do a walkthrough real quick. I am Ricky Gaspard. I am a guy that trades from his home office. I've been trading since 1990. I am also a ThinkScript coder. I code my own scripts and scripts for you. This is our volume spike indicator. It monitors positive and negative volume. It lets you know immediately if the stock is moving up or down. Once we find one moving, we click on it. Then we go over to the chart. This is the pullback indicator I programmed. It consists of the 8 moving average, the 21 moving average, couple of green and red arrows, a bullish indicator, and a buyer signal. Once we see a stock over here spiking in the volume, we confirm that we have a crossover and the green arrows are coming in. We confirm that the buyers outnumber the sellers and that this candle is bullish, which is indicated here. If all of these things line up, that's when you make a decision to enter or not. Before you put your hard-earned money in, I make it seem simple, but it's not as easy as you believe. You still have to know certain things. Watch all of the videos. Watch them over and over and over till you're sick of them. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll post that link down below. Watch the YouTube video. You learn something new. Some of the videos are older. Some of you will say, where's the scripts for this video? But we've already advanced since that day. But there's still information in those videos you need to learn. There's the link to the YouTube channel if you haven't subscribed. Share the videos, like the videos, make YouTube pay me. They don't pay much, believe me. I need your help. This is the link to the Discord. There's over 700 subscribers over in Discord. There's a lot of professionals over there. There's also a lot of beginners, so you'll fit in just fine. Yeah, let's make some money. Never trade off of my screen. Set up your own computer. You don't want to trade off of a delay. That could cost you money. All day long, we watch this column. We watch for volume spikes. We want to know when they start moving. We don't search for stocks, but you can. You can stick with all of the scans that you've built up, or you can use some of the scans on Discord. Once you join Discord, there's a current setup channel. That's the setup you see here. It'll also help you load this volume spike indicator. We have lots of other scripts in TOS scripts. We have lots of scans in TOS scans. All of the other channels are different types of traders. Join them, talk to them. Everybody helps, everybody contributes. It's one big blessing. It's all free, nothing to lose. Give it a shot. That's the only way you're going to know. Hopefully over the next year or two, we can help thousands of people. We're working on it. I noticed it was moving. I clicked on it. This is what you want to see. Be careful, it's pre-market open. It could just jump up a little and go flat on you. But maybe not. That's where other knowledge comes in. We do have the crossover. We have the arrows. We have the bullish spike. We have buyers and sellers flipping back and forth. Just be cautious. It's before market open. Maybe they'll pump it up. Maybe it'll fly at market open. That's the chance we have to take. Don't take any chances without knowledge. If you lose, if you miss a trade, just get out immediately. Don't wait for a recovery. Sometimes that don't happen and it ends up costing you more money. There was a rejection at that high. That's a previous high from here. That's why I say be cautious before market open. Let's zoom out a little bit and check this stock out. That's what we're looking at. No trade hardly on Friday. No real big activity. It must be news. This could be the market open riser. We don't know. We'll have to watch it. Always create a personal watch list. Put these movers in pre-market in that watch list and watch them at market open. Let's go ahead and set up for market open. We're going to move this scan up here. The all stock scan. Going to sort it by mark percent change, highest to lowest. It's going to scatter your volume spike. That's fine. We're going to watch the top gainers. Down here, I'm going to move this one to a new scan. It's called high a day. I want to see if it's working. I also want to see if the new high is working. This is the high flyer scan. This one monitors the moving averages. If they're all stacked, the 8 above the 21, the 21 above the 34, the price is above the 8. If that's happening, they're going to pop up in this scan. These will be strong stocks. We're going to change our volume spike to 100. Just right click on it, edit formula. Change this number back to 100. Click apply and OK. And what that does, if you're not familiar, 100 equals 1%. So anything below 1% on this indicator is not going to show up. Anything 1% or above will. Some of you may even want to put it to 200%, depends on your trading style. This could be the stock play for the morning, GDC. I'll be watching it. Be cautious of halts at market open. Usually wherever the price is, I put in a 10% factor, which if it's $4, 10% of that would be 40 cents. So if this stock opens at 4, most likely it's going to halt at $4.40. Sometimes that doesn't work, but it does most of the time. Sometimes they don't halt and keep going. That part I've never figured out. Why this one but not that one? I guess I'll never know. Got a minute and a half to go. This column is going to get very volatile. It's going to light up like you never seen before. I prefer to wait on the market to calm down. You may trade differently. You may play these first candle run-ups. I wait for pullbacks. Once I see a pullback, that's when I would make my entry. I don't chase green candles. That would be another strategy. I'm sure some of you do. It's just me. I trade my strategy that I've traded for years. And you'll find your sweet spot as well. 45 seconds to go. Good luck to everyone. And be cautious. So if this gets too volatile up here, monitor this high of day. I'm sure it's going to kick in.
That lower strike call we hold. Possible.
Some very high percentages. Be careful. Lots of profit takers. I'm watching for high day, people, right here. Or stocks, I should say. I'm watching buyers and seller spikes. That's when you want to make your decision. Just don't be too quick on it. It really needs to break that high. Right here. Might be a good bounce play. Moving averages do not look good. They are pointing down. We need this price to be above the. Here on XPEV. Nice run. It looked good, but it was only 10 cents. Don't freak out. That's why you don't buy the first green candles. Lots of activity. I'm watching GDC on my other watch list. It's still pulling back. It's going to be a failure, I'm sure. That one's only moving pennies. The volatility is calming down. It'll die and come back. These are the high of day. Relative volume is low. It all depends. Most of them last about 5 minutes. I know there's some websites out there that monitor the halts. I don't know them though. All I know is I try not to get caught in them. XPEV is on the move. Nice northward direction, arrows, bullish. Buyers are in there. It should keep going. This is where you would monitor the moving averages like in the anxiety video. Just because you had a little red arrow, they were still pointing north. Now we're taking off again. Still going. It's kind of weak, but it's going. Another spike coming in. I see sellers down here. The 5 and the 13 because this would roll over easier. I'm going to change that real quick. That brings the lines a little tighter. This one will respond faster now. It will start rolling over if this stock's going to pull back. Right now, they still look good. We have nice separation. Could be just some profit takers before the next run up. I'm seeing weakness. We're starting to roll over. I would probably pull the trigger there, providing I had gotten in down here somewhere. Or maybe it's my anxiety. But really, I would call the run over at this point if I were trading it. I wouldn't look back later and see how much I missed. I'd just let it go, take my profit, get out. If you notice, it is holding this price level. It's not really coming out. It's not really selling off. But I still would have got out. I'd have been happy. Since we're slowing down here now, I'm going to sort back by volume spike. Let's bring them back to the top. I'm noticing my script is not working here. Of course, I haven't seen no white flags yet. I'm going to watch it, see if it's working or not. Another wave of volume coming in. Should slack off. That one's only moving pennies. Always notice the price over here. 317, 321. It's a nice big candle, but that's only 3 cents. Let me see your paid subscription call out this many stocks to you. Watch numbers rise. That's what we do. Try to find the right one for yourself. So this stock should have triggered right here. Looks like I have more work to do, but I'll master it. Just give me time. I want this new high to pop up. Maybe I got a period in the wrong spot, you know. That one's only moving pennies. There's that anxiety. See what I mean? I said I would have got out here, which is probably true. But these moving averages tell a different story. So had you trusted the moving averages here, you would have got a few more cents before it did sell off. So I think here would have been a good exit on that stock. Of course, that's easy to call after the fact, but I did say I would have got out here before this happened. High of day scanner. This is what this one does. This should have also triggered. That's why I put it in this scan, this watch list. This should have triggered yellow as new high. I'll get it there. Then we can put this in all watch list. It's struggling. The volume is steady. It's not moving. Getting close to 9 o'clock, the market usually dies at that time. In a bull market, we wouldn't be suffering like that. It will fly all day long. In a bear market, we're picking out what small movers we can get. Hey, I saw a new high pop in there. It looks like it may be working. So it does work. There it is again, right there. Let's go back to it. So I did do it right. I'll watch it throughout the day, make sure it works, make sure it's accurate. New high. It's a new script I put together over the weekend so that we could monitor the entire watch list instead of waiting on one stock to hit a new high. You'll see them in your watch list as they hit the new high instead of one at a time. This scan should also pull them up too, and it did. But you'll be able to put this in your other scans that are not a high of days scanner, and you'll know if any of them hit a new high. So it was letting us know ET hit a new high. It flashed in 2 or 3 times. Need to figure out if I can make it last longer, not just disappear so quick. Think I can put a 1% below the new high and trigger it, and 1% above the new high so it stays in there a little longer. That kind of defeats it. It's looking for a new high. If I tell it before a new high, how's it going to know it's a new high? So that probably cannot be done. Just throwing my thoughts around. Nice move here, bullish, buyers. I don't like that it sold off at open. There's that new high down here. Full. This may give us another edge. I'm sure you can sort by new high. Well, maybe you can't because they're not there all the time. Haven't really seen the. I want to see 1%, 2%, 3%, 5%. I want to see it keep growing, not just pop in and pop out. I want to know that there's many people buying. There's lots of volume. These indicators are green, and these moving averages are north, and I don't have a chance of losing. I want everything to line up. So this new high must have triggered earlier on that stock when I said I don't think it's working. It probably triggered, but wasn't on there long enough for me to notice. It is a quick signal. They don't stay at a new high very long. They either go above it or below it, and that would turn it off. This is BDTX. This stock moved great last week, I believe. Week before. Yeah, it did move last week. Very choppy though. So now that the market is dying, the focus would be here or here. So I'm hopping around on the live stream. If you had this set up on your computer, you should be focusing on finding a winner for yourself. My live stream is for demos. Sometimes I trade off of them. Sometimes I forget to put my volume back. But I do buy them occasionally during these demos. Sometimes I get them, sometimes I miss them. So the two options I use on moving averages, if I'm in a stock, I want to know as soon as the moving average starts becoming weak and not pointing north, the 5 moving average will roll over faster than the 8 moving average. So it's going to show you weakness sooner than the 8. So when I'm in a stock, I like to know immediately if the stock's getting weak. This is the 8. You can tell the 8 hasn't rolled over. I mean, this is the 13. You can tell the 13 hasn't rolled over like the 5 did. So this is telling me the stock's getting weaker. So if I change this to an 8, it may still be pointing up north a little. So 8 is fine. You're going to stay in the stock longer. You may lose a little more before you get out. The 5 and the 13 will get you out sooner. Just depends on your preference. If you're not a real volatile trader, which I am, I'm in for heavy share size when I do trade. So I want to know as soon as it becomes weak. I don't want to be caught with a lot of shares if it drops. And that's pretty much the difference. How soon do you want to be notified that the stock is getting weak? And in all cases, they need to be pointing north. This is a nice run. You can easily change these moving averages and edit studies. Just click the gear icon and change the 8 and 21 to 5 and 13. I mean, if you want to really get technical, you can drop all the way down to 3 and 8. I don't like using 3 and 8 because it takes you out too quick. I always stick with the Fibonacci sequence numbers. I don't know if you know them or not. If you don't, look them up. New high, new high. Big Mike, if you change the EMAs, it's also going to target the new EMA setting you choose. So yes, it's going to move the arrows as well. It all works together. No matter what EMA you choose, it's also going to reconfigure the arrows to those new moving averages. Yeah, feel free to adjust them as needed. Everything is fine-tuned. It should all work together. You can see the spikes in this stock. Wasn't a crossover, but a spike occurred, so it threw another arrow. This is probably going to be a really powerful scan in a bull market. It's probably going to fire up on everything. So it's going to find those stocks near a new high, and they'll trigger with this new indicator to let you know. In a bear market, not so much. think I need to figure out how to make this new high indicator stay in there longer. You're not looking up, you miss it. Or looking at it. I'm looking up. I may need to adjust it a little bit, more fine tuning. I need to quit talking and start watching. Scott, that's part of the coding. It just means there's no data available. NaN, as in none. So you're only going to see it if I click on something. Otherwise, I have it blacked out the best I can. Just like if I click here, you're going to see NaN and NaN because it's no activity. Yeah, I need a little bit more fine tuning on this new high indicator. It's also watching volume, so a little bit of volume may not trigger it. So I need to kind of tune it in a little tighter. Of course, really don't want to know about a stock that's not moving, so maybe not. And we're really quiet now. Final walkthrough of the day before I get out of here at 9:30. I am Ricky Gaspard. I am a guy that trades from his home office. I've been trading since 1990. I am also a ThinkScript coder. I've coded everything you see on the screen. This is the volume spike indicator. Lets us know immediately if a stock is moving up or down. Once we see a volume spike, we click on that stock. We look for a crossover. We look for green arrows to come in. We watch for these moving averages to turn up north. We watch for the overall volume. We watch for buyers to outnumber the sellers. We watch for a volume spike in this candle, which is indicated right here. It's moving. You study how this works. This scan will bring up all of the stocks as they move. You click on them, look over here for your crossover and your arrows. If it's green and green, and you make a decision to buy. I clicked on this one when it was about right here. Long as they're strong, they're going to move. We also watch volume. We like to see lots of volume. That last bar was 428,000 shares. Still growing rapidly. Even if it disappears over here, that doesn't mean this stock is done. It may have slowed down and now it's not triggering a volume spike. But the buyers can come right back in and you'll see it up here flashing again if they do. This setup works on a 5-minute chart, a 15-minute chart, a daily chart. See you later, Mr. Rodriguez. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do. That's what pays me the little bit of chump change that YouTube will give me. Been working for 4 months for $100. Help me out. Subscribe to the YouTube, like the videos, comment on the videos, share the videos, watch them over and over and over till you're sick of them. Each time you watch them, you pick up new information. Join our Discord channel. I can happily say now that there are over 700 investors on Discord. It's growing at a rapid rate. Over in Discord, once you get there, you'll find a channel called Current Setup. That is the setup you see on my screen. It'll give you all of this in 3 different little imported links. It'll even load this volume spike for you. Never trade off of my screen. It's always delayed. I can't control that part. Set it up on your new computer or your computer. Watch it live as it happens. Practice, practice, practice. Don't just jump in because it looks like it's going to go. That doesn't work that way. Over in Discord, I have the current setup. We also have TOS scripts. There's a bunch of scripts that I've created. Over in TOS scans, we have a lot of scans set up for you, pre-made. There's other investors there that are helping out if we run into issues or if you want to learn something new. We're one big happy family. Everybody's helping everybody. Everybody's giving it away. Call it a blessing from above, because that's really what it is. I appreciate you joining us today. If it's your first time here, I'll be here 5 days a week, 6 a.m. till 9:30 Central Standard Time. Join me and learn. You are welcome, Parabolic. Thank you, Scott. Greg. So I see these new stocks pop in high a day, but I'm also monitoring the volume spike indicator in high a day. So they may be high a day stocks, but they're not spiking. But they're moving up. You're welcome, Jay. Really appreciate you guys joining me. Let's bless everybody. You are welcome. Golden Finger Licks. Nice to have you join us, Walter. I'm doing my best to make your computer do all the work. One day, my goal is to say just by the green arrows. I'm not there yet, but I'm trying to get there. Good deal. Love to hear words like that, Golden Finger Licks. That's great. I know you've been struggling looking for something to work with Tesla, but boy, is that a tough stock to call. I think you nailed it, though. I think the best way is moving averages for Tesla. I don't think spikes are going to work on it. I think it's all about the moving averages. You're welcome, Jose or Josie. Thank you. I like updates. I like to know that we figured it out and it's no longer a problem. I beat you to it, Jay. I did, really. I got a delay. I was on it. It popped right on in that high day scanner. It even flashed new high. And I try to stick around $3 stocks to $50 and a minimal purchase of 1,000 shares. Sometimes I'll get in, if I have doubts, I'll get in with half, like 500 shares. And then if it proves that I made the right decision, I'll add the other 500 immediately. Sometimes you have to ease your way into them. Don't be greedy right at the start. If I just throw 1,000 shares at it and it drops a nickel, well, I already lost $50 that quick. So sometimes I ease into them. Sometimes I'm into them heavy, 2,000 or 3,000 shares. Jay, I know you love it. You've been here every day. You are dedicated, and that's what I want everybody to be. Come figure it out. Do your homework. Study. You'll get it. Eventually, you'll get it. It's not an overnight success, but you'll get it. It's not about me anymore. It's all about you. That's where my focus is. I would love to have everybody on an upper level where we're all making money. We're all pulling the trigger on the same stock. We're all making profit. We'll get there. I promise you we will. Thank you for that donation. Thank you, Gil. James, sometimes you don't. The market's pretty flat right now. I only have one volume spike listed, and I'm sorted by volume spike. So if you click on volume spike and bring them up to the top, you should have a few. Walter, don't concentrate on trying to match what I have. Select stocks that are in your price range to trade. It does you no good to watch anything that's out of your price range. My scan's pretty much wide open to make everybody happy. But you really need to narrow it down to the range you want to trade so that they're affordable for you. My live streams are demonstrations. When you get serious, set all of your scans to the price range you like and monitor them with the volume spike. You don't have to be exactly like me. I'm just doing live streams to demonstrate what's going on, demonstrate the scripts, to teach you new methods, or to have you apply these methods to your strategy. You'll find your sweet spot. My sweet spot might not be your sweet spot. You'll land on it, trust me, you will. I'm going to call it a day here. I really appreciate everyone joining us. As always, God bless and have a profitable trading day. Goodbye.